to be agile enough to respond to those things, obviously, and we have like systems in place to scale things up if we have to or not. I don't think we've ever had the site go totally down in the last couple of years, but it got close. With the dress was bad. That was a bad one. Because the llamas were the same day. The escaped llamas running around Phoenix, Arizona was like, it was the perfect storm of content, you guys. Where it's like in the afternoon there were these llamas running around Arizona and BuzzFeed's blowing up with all the memes of the llamas like just escaped and running around. And then like immediately after that the dress hit and it was just like you took it up and then it went up again and we were all just like, what is you started to hear people like a little nervous at the office. Like, what's happening? Are we gonna keep the site up? What's gonna happen? The graphs are insane. They just go, you see the servers doing this and they go and like they run out of room to like show you how bad it is. It's like just like topped out.
Hi, my name is Steven. Great talk, by the way. So you're probably pushing out a bunch of content. How do you make sure that don't get the feeling of being stagnant or like at a stop? How do you make sure that you get the juices flowing again?
Yeah, well, I don't make content. Let me be clear about that. Some people think I make content. I manage the people who design the apps that the content goes on. So I'm pretty like not doing that. But like from a content creation standpoint, so BuzzFeed treats content creation as an iterative experience. So what almost all of our content creators are doing is like they'll make something, they'll publish it, and then we give them the tools to read the analytics about that content, and so they can see like how many people viewed it, shared it, how many of those like views were organic versus through sharing. So they can kind of like, and a lot of other metrics that we provide them, and they'll use that information along with other stuff like more like soft stuff, like they'll read all the comments on their post or they'll read all the comments on their video to get more ideas, and then they'll like iterate against, like they'll do another iteration based on that. So like we did, I'm trying to think of a good, like Tasty's a good example where like, if you watch that feed, the Tasty feed, who here is seeing Tasty? Are we all like Tasty? Yeah, Tasty rocks. So how that team does, the people who make the recipes, they like, you'll watch that feed and you'll see like, oh, they made, I'm trying to think of a good example, like marshmallow squares one day, and then they made, a bacon-wrapped dessert another day, and they were like, oh man, these both did really well, and you'll see like bacon-wrapped marshmallow squares like a day later, and it's because they're like kind of playing with like this iteration of like, oh, well, these two things did well, so what happens if we mash them up? And then like, maybe that doesn't do so well, maybe we learn from that, or like maybe it does even better, like who knows? And so they're constantly like learning from the data and like the user response that they get from their stuff.
All right, one more question for Cap here. Way in the back. That's great. Fuck, I'm gonna run.
It's gonna
I'm coming.
How do you spell your name? That'll be you'll run all the way back there for that. That's what will happen.
There you go.
All right. I'll make sure. Hi, my name is Jonathan, and so my question is, when you're looking at bringing on, let's say, a new manager, what's kind of the top 2 or 3 things that you look for in a prospective manager?
Ooh, I've been doing this a lot lately, so this hits close to home and is very difficult. I mean, the first thing is like just being a human being. It seems like a low bar, but it's really not. I don't know how to like. This is really weird. It's just like some people are very robotic about their jobs. They're like see things very black and white, and like especially somewhere like BuzzFeed, you just can't do that. Like things are too like fluid all the time. Like a job on the design team changes my job changed every 3 to 6 months since I started, and so the designers' jobs are constantly changing too. And so we need someone who's like flexible in their skill set, flexible in their expectations of people. We look for people who like have a track record of identifying strengths in their team and like helping them like develop those strengths, and then have some domain expertise, right? So especially for design, someone who can like mentor a designer and teach them skills. Especially in the junior end, like, you need folks who can do that. And so yeah, I mean the biggest thing really though is just like being able to be a human being that like is not very hard-lined about every single thing. That's a huge deal to us. Thank you.
That is it. Thank you, Cap.
Kill any pain.